And we got to understand representation in that way. So again, that's my job. Break that down. Now, when you deal with Drake, add to the algorithm. Add to the algorithm. Stretch it out some. Yeah, it's going to look funny on the court when I first take it through my legs. Ain't nobody never took it through their legs before out here. I'd have took it. They going to say, what was that? Ain't that you supposed to call that? That didn't look right. Ref, they going to check the rule book. That ain't in there. Ain't nothing in there to say he can't do that. Ain't nothing in there to say. So now what you got 10, 15 years later? You got Allen Iverson. Cross it over. Now he fucking is up with that motherfucker because of what I added to the algorithm just with the little one. I didn't even think about all that, but just add to the algorithm to evolve this thing. It's going to look funny when I first do it. Yeah, you might not get it when I first come out with the podcast that way. Yeah, when I put the Law and Order in there, you really didn't understand what that was about until 10 years later, this, and that was taking place, and it all made sense. That's what it be about, bro. Forward thinking. Welcome to another episode of This Up There podcast. I am your active and attractive host, Big Loon. You know the vibrations. I want to say round of applause for my motherfucking supporters. One for y'all, I wouldn't be I'm here today. I'm ready. I'm here today. I feel like it. I'm on it. I'm on top of it. Last week I was in the hospital. I felt bad. You know, it took me time to get my feet back up under me, man. But one thing I know, if you build the house and you lose a nail, you don't stop building the house. You understand? We ain't having no foundational issues. We having bumps in the road, but the road is still paved. We clear on that. Information, entertainment, the intersection between those two is Up There podcast operates in a very, very unique space. Ain't too many people can do this. I stamp that. I stand by that. It's a brand name. It's like Coca-Cola. It's Up There podcast. It's like General Mills. It's a brand name. I stand on it. You remember he said that? I'm saying that. I stand on this brand right here. I stand next to this. I understand this right here. It's the glass cleaner. The windows been foggy lately. Everybody been talking. We don't know where to go get the information from. It's my job to put the game down. It's their job to pick the game up. I want to say welcome, thank you, everybody that's always tuned in. I love y'all for sure. Ain't nothing gonna separate the bond we got, man. You know, this thing we got, this thing of ours, man, they'll never be able to interrupt this here. They'll never be able to interfere with this here. You know, when I'm building, like I say, man, I was telling the homeboys, yo, I share fans with some people, but boy, the way we got them is different. They lend me their heart and their time and their ear and their mind. They lend you their eyeballs. So again, lending somebody your eyeballs is always the first step. So you're still in a good place, but I want you to know we dealing with the same people just in different ways. You ever had a girl you dealt with? It's like, boy, man, come on, man. I had her a little different than you. You know, the way I had her, you know, it's just a little bit different, a twist on it. But welcome, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. The game is in disarray. The game is always in disarray. The world is in disarray. You know, we're going to start to expand the part and start to bring you guys into some of the things that we've been looking into. As we are coming into a situation where we are looking to be wealthy, we now start to study financial things and starting to study credit. And, you know, because I can get the information third party, but I'm one of those guys that want to understand what you're saying to me. You know, first I might come ask somebody, hey, yo, what is this? Let them give me their explanation and then go do my own research and then see about where they are in regards to my understanding of it. You know, again, I tell people, man, I'm doing 2 and 3 things at one time. For every one thing you see me doing, that's about 5 things happening. You know, I can't explain, you know, how I was put together this way or what has happened. But, bro, we just been lucky enough to now be able to monetize this and luck, man. I just think it's pure luck because I wasn't supposed to make it right here. Like, I was thinking earlier, like, Loon, you really is from the hood, bro. I'm really one of them guys. Like, I'm not one. I'm like, yo, bro, like, yo. I was like, bro, just think if you was like one of these dudes that were faking like they from the hood, get rich, where will you go back to? Like, you really got a little suburb over there you really from. Like, now I'm really from the trenches. I'm really from the middle of the ghetto. Ain't nowhere around that. But I went and got some information. Boy, when I start reading and start elevating, and I tell you what reading done for me, and we'll get into the part. I tell you what reading done for me, because everybody doesn't understand what reading is doing, right? When you read something, what it's doing is creating these pathways in your brain, right? It's opening up new ways of thinking, right? New avenues to go down. Because if you just come from a place like you have very limited pathways based on your experience in regards to critical thinking, you don't consider what you don't know. It's just impossible to do so, right? And so I sometimes I'll be reading something and somebody will say something, and I'm not sure if this is just my brain or what, but somebody will say two words together, right? And these two words that they'll say will be simple words, but these two words together will be a dynamic duo, and it'll mean so much. And every single time that happens, a light bulb goes off in my head. And I don't know if I'm viewing the world like as just words and themes and information to where that kind of thing is, I'm latching on to those things, but there's something that happens to me when with the discovery of new ideas, the discovery of new pathways to think. And I don't mean like, I hope you guys are keeping up with what I'm saying. And I got to stop trying to even break it down, because my thing is, if I put the game down, you don't pick it up, I'm moving on. You ain't one of mine. Keep listening. It'll be, you're some game in here you'll be able to pick up too. But you know, some of that complex game like that, I really just got to lay that down and keep it moving. But I'm going to keep it real, man. Like, being from the street, being like really one of them guys and when I look at the game, and because again, I always try to operate in a space, because you know I'm always preaching, yo, the street rules, we got to let go most of them rules. I don't never say all those rules, but this a large lump sum of those rules that has us in bondage with so much going on in the world, right? I go to looking at you street, you know, and I'm disappointed. And I really shouldn't be disappointed, because I know really most of it just be capping and doing a whole bunch of favor need. And I know what be happening. So I don't know why I be surprised, but I'm going to keep it real. I don't believe you, man. I don't really be believing all that old, I love you, bro. And I'm telling you, that shit don't hit, man. Because I see how y'all do real. He dead then a couple days, nigga. On, man. Nigga ain't studying, nigga, man. Go to jail, man, 1-2 days, man, they might put, man, nigga gone. That's why it be abnormal when you deal with people like me that want to keep peeking and poking at it, really, because I'm dealing with information and trying to elevate people that's even listening, watching, and whoever I got the ear. But at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, I was listening to even the King Yella dude. You know, King Yella is a dude who was cool with FBG Duck. FBG Duck is a dude out of Chicago. And I was listening to him, and he was saying, like, because at a point in time when FBG Duck died, his mom came out and like, yo, a lot of them friends didn't keep it real. And then King Yella basically come out on the interview and say, what you want me to do? Even if that's how he feel, you don't say that to your homeboy dead mama on the internet. It's a weird place we in right now. But let this be a cautionary tale to the young nigga. Really, that's who I'm focused on, right? Let this be a cautionary tale. These niggas gonna move on when you go to that jail, huh? A lot of these niggas try to fuck your old lady. A lot of these niggas try to move in with your baby mama. A lot of these niggas do a lot of different things when you down on your dick, man. So don't fall victim to, I'ma slide for you, bro. Twin, I ain't gonna let no twin. I don't believe none of you. Y'all done real bad. Boy, y'all will move on if a real go to jail, real get killed. You bitch that nigga move right on. Right on. You were riding that man coattail the whole while he was at this motherfucker. Soon the nigga go down. Soon the nigga fall victim. You bitch that nigga move on. Ain't no coattail riding. Yeah, my children get to ride my coattail. My old lady, my family, motherfuckers like that. We ain't doing no wave ride. We ain't doing that because y'all moving on. Soon y'all get a chain. All that old fake ass big homie brother shit. Like I just sat on my porch and thought about all these rap. this. I don't give a how popping you will, boy. These rap no, boy. When you go down, shit is slow, boy. Look, Gucci been through it. Boosie, Wayne, all these been to jail. Ask Meech. Ask some of these that's been to jail what it like. Boy, these niggas stop answering them calls. Boy, they think you gone, boy. And they the same won't be answering your calls and be using your name and your legacy. Picture a nigga out here using your legacy. Using the things that you did while you was out here to further his reputation, and he ain't never even went over and gave your children nothing. He won't even answer the call half the time when you hit him up from behind the wall. Let alone send you something. Let the young know what the street really look like when the lights on. Let them know what it look like. And see, it's a difference between me standing up for what I believe in regards to lyrics and certain things being used in trial, and then me understanding that the streets is a dark place. But see, my job is to cut the lights on. I can't tell a nigga whether or not to go in the room. I'm just gonna let you see what it look like. Look, you might die. You might make it through. The fame, how you go? I'm just telling you what the vibes is in there. It's my duty to, nigga, come up out of there scarred up. I come up out that party scarred up and left a lot of my homies in there dead and otherwise. A lot of dudes got took out the party and took to the prison. Right? So it ain't a joke. It ain't a game. But it takes somebody that got the information to even be able to communicate about it. That's why I can't stand to let you other dudes. It be tickling me. It be tickling me dudes be online. The streets ain't cool. I know you want to beat the streets down because you ain't never been a street guy. So you were treated bad by the street guys. You know, so you got a malice with yours. Mine's is cause I'm desperate. I'm desperate that they hear the message. I'm desperate that they know what they up against. Whether or not they feel like they can ace it or not, I'm going to say you can't ace it. But if you feel like you can ace it, I don't got time to go back and forth about that. But you dudes that be on the outskirts, that lived on the outskirts of the streets to try to explain everything that happens, the details. I remember my homeboy Fridge. Just the other day, I seen a clip going around where he said, yo, you can't hip if you wake up, come outside, and this is a crime-ridden area. There's gangs in this area. Like you was just born in this area. Like some of that ain't even considered by a lot of you well-to-do bourgeoisie. But let the young know, man, that these streets gonna move on. These niggas don't honor you. I'm clear on things, right? I'm not somebody that want to be friendly and friends with people, right? If I reach to you, if I feel like I with you, I really genuinely with you. And see, they don't think, or some people in the industry don't know. They don't know how much money I got. They don't know what's going on with me. They don't know nothing. So they may still think that the privilege is theirs. The privilege is theirs in their mind. So, you know, sometimes it feels that way. Like you'll be like, yo, like, it's a weird thing happening, nigga. I hope you don't think I'm need nothing from one of you niggas. I will buy your company, nigga. Like, you know, respectfully. But, you know, I'm just saying it be a weird thing. But I know in my family, you know, my uncle honor me. You know, I got a couple of homeboys I feel like honor me. But I know my uncle honor me. Certain people like that honor me, you know. But I want the young niggas to know that you got 50, 60 niggas with you. All them don't honor you, homie. I don't give a who you is. Listen to me and hit me well, nigga. Don't care how much money you got. You got 50, 60, 70 niggas in your crew. All them niggas ain't gonna keep it gangster when shit the fan. I don't care who crew it is, where they from. I don't care if they from the mean streets of Virginia, nigga. I don't care where you at. If you got that amount of people in your crew, man, everybody ain't on the same page and somebody don't honor you. So a lot of them niggas, you'll get whacked and they'll go tell your mama, you know, I don't know. What you want me to do? That's why I was talking about with King Von. It always hurt my heart. It always hurt my feelings. If I felt like, yo, bro would have killed you about me and I got to see the nigga done it and we ain't doing nothing. That's why, because I'm emotionally involved, bro. So that's why I don't attach myself to people because I love too hard. I love hard enough to say, if I promise you that, yo, if it's on the line, I say, man, no matter what, this is for life. And God don't put us in no situation to throw us over the boat. But boy, if it ever happened, we going over the boat. And I stand on that. And then I'm holding that up on my end. And then something happened and you go tell my people, what you want me to do? I got my own shit going on. Yo, bro, go get you a job, get you some money, get you some education and some information, get you some pretty women. Go get on some yachts, man. Stay away from these. These niggas gonna look your mom in the face and tell her what you wanted me to do. After they been coattail riding. I try to talk to y'all, man, like we just talking, like y'all my people and we just having a conversation. But, I got to remember, Loon, you deal with a large audience. It's more than just black people. And also, people come to you to try to understand things. Now, it's a complex situation that they've placed me in. Me being from a place where it's important that I never forget that had I not had an opportunity, I would have been another number. I can never forget that. And I don't care who, what, when, they will never make me forget that the young black boy in the ghetto needs an opportunity to understand what he's up against. So I'm going to always consider them in my communication. I'm always consider the home team in my communication, right? I'm noticing, though, there's some effects going on online in regards to the message. There's some blurred lines because people are looking to get AdSense checks, right? Now, I communicate about gangs. I communicate about street information and just understanding how to navigate around life and try to understand if you are someone from an impoverished area that you try to elevate some kind of way. And that's why I say these are delicate subjects, and I hate that everyone talks about them in regards to the street business and then rappers doing too much and rappers tricking. It's a lot going on. This is a complex subject. And you need experts like me to speak on it, but you got so many people speaking on it and it's blurring the line. So when I come out and I speak about a Young Thug situation, Gunna YSL, them using lyrics, them not attaching credible evidence to the documents in court, they just reading random lyrics with no, like when I'm talking about this and people are pushing back saying that rappers tear up the community and rappers this and rappers that, it's disheartening. It's disheartening because I see the trick. I see the banana in the tailpipe. Now they got us infighting. They got us infighting. They got us fighting about Thug shouldn't have said this. Why he say this? The bigger thing is, bro, they gonna keep coming to get the rappers for the lyrics. But it's infighting. But the infighting ain't even coming from a genuine place. The infighting is coming because some people have identified that being a contrarian leads to clicks. And so whatever the masses are saying, they're going to say something opposite of that because that's the way that they drive their algorithm. Let me say this for the 6th time. I don't endorse self-snitching. I don't endorse being tricked, going in the trick bag. I don't endorse those things, but I also don't endorse not protecting black art. I also know rappers are some of the most influential people in the world. I would rather tell our rap niggas to tell their fans, yo, go Loon them about that, or point them in a direction. These dudes are vehicles, right? And if we tear the rapper all the way to the ground, if we just tear the rapper, just no one should want to be a rapper, they tear the community down, ban rappers. Do you know what that does? That tears down a whole economic structure. We ain't got but ball, rap, and movies don't even do us good, really. Unless we shooting them now with the internet straight to, I'm talking about Hollywood, like those avenues really to say, all right, in 3 years, I went from none to now I'm worth $8 million. Like we need avenues and rap happens to be one. We need to get a strong hold on our representation. We need to get a strong hold on our message. But I'm not with tearing our rappers down. I do know we have sharper tools in the toolbox. I speak on it all the time. The rappers know that. Rappers come around me and learn. They call me to get information. I call rappers to get in. Like, it's a community, and that's what we got to keep understanding. Yo, it's a community. I keep telling y'all this. If my neighbor come say, boy, they stealing Amazon packages, I know ain't but so long for they steal mine. So when they come get Thug for lyrics, when they got YNW Melly or whoever in there, and I don't know his case, but whatever cases there are, if they're shaky cases and the merit isn't there, we got to understand these are houses on our block that they tearing down. However we feel about it, that's one thing, but these are houses in our subdivision that they're bringing bulldozers. Thug them, that YSL mansion up there on the block, that was a big boy mansion. They came. Right now, they ain't tore it down yet, but they got the bulldoze out there, and they got the tape around, caution tape, because they getting ready to try to bulldoze it. But we saw the feds come through, like with the BMF house in our subdivision. They tore it down. I'm not talking about whether people were complicit in committing crimes or not. I'm telling you only from a standpoint of all these houses on our block. And in this subdivision, you got like Honeycomb Brazy house. They went in, they got a bulldozer out there. They tore Boosie house down. He had to come back out and he built him you see, I'm talking about in the subdivision of entertainment, bro. Gucci Man, like all these people done been through things to where they done come through, and in our subdivision, it's the country music subdivision is right. They ain't going in that subdivision tearing nothing down. There ain't been a bulldozer in that subdivision in years. But every so they keep pulling up in this neighborhood to try to figure out what properties that they can get rid of. I keep telling y'all that if they call the codes every single day, they might find something. If somebody got IRS and accountants on you and you got a high level of spending, there may be some mistakes. But what I'm telling you is they ain't even looking nowhere but this subdivision. And for us, we gotta pay attention to that. Then we have to ask ourselves, right? And we'll speed this up. Yo, in the courtroom, they understand something. Not even in the courtroom, in the world, period, they understand something. They understand without information, money means nothing. So people have to understand how to escape the RICO. A lot of us was born in a RICO charge. If they want to pursue it. Like if I was just born in my home and my little home team right here and they stuck in the hood, and it's, again, man, these circumstances are complex. This is not just a cookie cutter situation, and I hate that they treat it that way. I know that they understand the data. I know that they understand it's way more complex than just some millionaire guys might have got rich and some of their homeboys are still in the neighborhood, causing terror. I know that they understand that it's deeper than that. Whether it's right or wrong, that ain't enough for me to say, but I'm telling you it's deeper than what they presented it as. And if we don't say nothing, these are houses on our block they fucking with. And in court, you never hear them say that. Yo, man, to be honest with you, based on y'all laws, I was born in a RICO charge. Like, my older cousin, he was a Crip. I didn't have nothing to do with that. So when I got 14, I jumped in the car with him not because I wanted to be a Crip, but because it wasn't but one car. We was all in the car together. So now you got a Crip from here in the car, blood in the car. Now we all together. Now we go over here and get into a fight. That's our first fight. That builds our brotherhood. Now we start hanging around. Now as we get 16, 17, we demographically unlucky. So we don't have any opportunity zones to create any financial structure. So what happens? We tend to get into drug selling or petty crime. So now we start to build up this bullshit resume that y'all tend to use against us probably 10 years later. You guys will make it a look away because you won't see any responsibility on the government, on the structure of the powers that be to create any kind of, wasn't even a center open half the time. Ain't a boxing gym. There's no jujitsu camp. Ain't a library that we can go in. I remember they would let us in the library and literally give a little limit, 30 minutes. Get out of here. People are demographically unlucky. There are no social safety nets in place in the ghetto. So we are dealing with ramifications of us being born in situations that cause for us to be innovative. Our approach has to be innovative, right? And I know y'all think selling dope ain't innovation. But boy, everybody got dope on this block. Everybody selling weed on this block. Everybody got the same little thing, whatever it is, because this the only thing that we can get through here. The people around here won't hire to us, but they'll sell to us. See what I'm saying? They won't hire our people, but they'll sell to our people, right? So you'll build a gas station right here, but you won't get a 15-year-old boy that might come in here and steal because he ain't got nothing. You won't give him a job right here at this store, but you will sell him candy and tell him he 2 cents short and not give him the candy if he don't got that 2 cents. We got to understand what we dealing with. These dudes are demographically unlucky. There are no social safety nets in the ghetto. I also want to say you don't rap about real crime. You know, you don't rap about real crimes, and that's a complete sentence. But also, you don't bring lyrics in court without real crimes attached to them. You understand? You can't be in court saying these are crimes he's rapping about and then you don't have the crimes. That's not how court works. And that's the point that we have to make. But I see it differently than most podcasters, and y'all playing and want to kiki ka. Y'all think it's a joke because y'all life ain't never been in the balance. You ain't never had no charges. You ain't never had to hire a lawyer, somebody coming in to testify on you. You ain't never been through those things. Your life wasn't like that. So you look at it like, I don't understand why these dudes are doing that. They say this. Like, I know you don't understand. So shut up and talk about Bad Barbie. Talk about some of that kind of shit, Lil Pump and shit. I'll talk about that. But when it come to this right here, allow the real ones to try to digest this and break this down. Not because we want somebody that we got a lot of people that's coming up that ain't got no choice but to come through that same tunnel that YSL came through. That same tunnel that BMF came through. The same tunnel that Loon came through. Jay-Z came through. 21 came through. We got a lot of motherfuckers that's coming through that same tunnel, and we gotta leave writing on the wall, nigga. You see me come through this tunnel. Stop speaking on what's going on down this tunnel. My understanding of culture is deep, and I like to do forward thinking. So you see how I make the house analogy or the subdivision analogy. Like, hey man, they houses on our block. You know, and let me say this loud and clear for all ads, for all investors, and for all people that's listening, watching. I am involved in zero criminal activity as this thing on. I do not associate with criminal activity at all. I speak on these things because it's important for people coming through the tunnel I came in. I want people to know that because I don't want you afraid. I don't want you thinking that I'm some dude that don't know. Whoa, no, sir. I'm relatable. I just come out the tunnel. I'm fresh out of it. I'm 5-10 years removed. And when we start to divide black people up, right, into our sections, there's a lot more disenfranchised street guys or street poor people they just may have to come through that tunnel if they ever are coming to the other side. You know, if they ever are coming to that legitimate side or ever leaving all of that darkness alone. You know what I'm saying? And so again, man, it's just important to try to put the message down. You know, I'm diligent in that. I do think there's a space to be critical of our own, because I'm gonna be critical of rappers and things they say. I'm always be the one that tries to identify our attributes and also our opportunities, I'm always gonna be that guy. So there's a space that we can create to where we can hold our own accountable, but we don't want to destroy the rapper. We don't want to destroy the entertainment rapper. Like, you know, we want that to evolve. That's what we want. It's in a very adolescent stage. It ain't but so old, right? The rapper, it ain't but so old. So it's a very adolescent stage. If we can get it right, boy, that motherfucking be T1000. Boy, just think if we can tweak the rapper right, get his message right, get this right, still keep the cool factor and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying, man? That shit be going through schools and hipping, right? I'm just saying, like, yo, bro, I'm telling you. So we don't want our most brilliant minds, and that's why I gotta be careful, you know, because if I want to, I could just sit on rap and just be critical of the things they said and how they've done it and what they put out and what it may or may not, the effects of, right? I can be critical of that, but we don't need our brilliant minds breaking our own shit down in a way that's going to be detrimental. We need our brilliant minds trying to speak on how to evolve those things, and I think I'll spend my time on that side of the street. Outside of that, the algorithm says that, though, if you want to be effective, you just go at them. And that's why you see a lot of it, and it's blurring the lines, and it's becoming dangerous. I was thinking, like, you know, because this whole lyrics thing, man, a lot of people, like, it really was disheartening to see so many people, you know, bring up Young Thug saying something about Black Lives Matter and all that. Almost like that's the reason he should be in jail then. I was like, yo, what they doing? It was weird. So, the universe always has a way of showing me, right? Or giving me information. You know, if you have your eyes open, man, in this world, and you are in Bluetooth mode and seeking, you'll be presented with things, man, that just speaks to you. And so as I'm, you know, one of those days I was, you know, at the hospital and finally getting myself kind of back together and thinking like, man, why so many people, you know, talk about this or that about the lyric thing, and they don't understand what I'm trying to communicate, right? You know, because my job I always be like, no, how could you communicate it that better? You know, what could you have said that could have made that land just a little bit better where they understood, you know? And so I'm thinking like, I got to find a way to tweak it to where the masses can understand what I'm trying to say. But so as I'm scrolling through, so then I get off and get on Netflix. And again, the universe just has a sense of humor. God is the greatest. And I seen something on there. Cause again, I watch the whole market, not just rap. I watch comedians. I watch everything in regards to content creation. Everything, nothing gets by me. Comedian Bill Burr has a new stand-up out, and I was looking at it, and it says a couple people that kill, and I couldn't help but say, prime example, right? Look how they use kill. You see what I'm saying? For them, for a comedian to kill is to get up on stage and rock the crowd and get the response and have it just roaring and they just feeling you. Or if it's a small room, you know, just having that camaraderie amongst, it's almost like having a anonymous understanding. You know, everybody's on the same wavelength in here, right? And that's killing. Because you took all these different people from all these walks of life and put them on one wavelength and made them sit there and just run with your every move and then hit them with something and they can't stop themselves from laughing, right? That art form is something different. But the fact that they able to use that freely as comedians, I'm like, yo, man, because even us over here, sometimes we'll be like, man, that's killing. Go look at URL. Look at the rap battles. And that's it. That's a prime example. If you ever want to see lyrics used in its truest form, you go over someone like URL and Caffeine, you will see like, man, because I'll cut his throat off and they'll do all of that. They ain't cutting nobody's throats off. A lot of them dudes have no record, but it's the essence. It's the essence. It's the picture. I'm painting a clear picture for you like Picasso. Like, I remember Charlie Clips, he had a thing, well, guess which room I'm in, and people were so mesmerized by it because it's the visual, and he'll say the kitchen sink and the da-da-da, and, you know, Loaded Lux with the suit on, and, you know, it's just, yo, bro, it's the essence of it. It's the essence of it. You know what I'm saying? It's the essence of it. When you deal with those lyrics, you able to paint a picture. And it's unfortunate for us that we can't protect black art in a way where it's even respected in the same light as comedy. Comedy is pure words. There's no beat on it. There's no, right? We talking about production, man, when we deal with what they're using in court, man. This has beats on it. Some of the best musicians in the world. You got a little reverb on it, got marketing dollars behind it, and they're using it like it's some unbeknownst conversation where you are sending a hit, and they're telling me that, yo, Loon, man, let them leave that alone. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't never been to court, bro. Y'all ain't never been through these things, bro. And y'all do real bad. I feel sorry for real niggas today. All right, let's have a conversation about Kevin Gates. For those of you unaware, Kevin Gates dropped a freestyle on Kodak Black Super Gremlin where he said a lot, man. He said a whole bunch of people's name. I wonder, should I play a little bit of it? Nah, I ain't gonna play it. So he said a whole bunch of people's name, like spoke about him and Drika's relationship, spoke about a whole bunch of things. End up getting like 7 million views in a week. You know, and it did good. So he also announced then that his album was coming, and it was coming on the 17th. So he was in a situation to put things out there that the fans didn't know. He spoke on Drika. He spoke on him being cheated on or certain things he had going on outside of his relationship. He spoke on who he would like to see in that bedroom and who he'd like to try to get next to. You understand me? And it was a shock jock type thing. It was like a shock factor, right? So, of course, it went everywhere. You know, all of the blogs, everybody picked it up, and it went crazy. When I was thinking about it, you know, I'm like, yo, Kevin Gates put himself in a situation in rap that's a very unique situation. You know, I thought about him saying, even in this super general freestyle, that I'm him flopped. And that was important that I paid attention to that, because then I had to ask myself, all right, so is this your way of trying to get back into the fold? Or, you know, what you trying to do with that freestyle with them names in it? Because everybody know if you're a rap or a rap woman, Nicki knows she did it. Like, a lot of people done the name thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it does something to the algorithm. So, you know, it's effective. But I knew he had some music coming. With I'm him flopping, I asked myself, with the super general freestyle and him bringing up Drika and all of that, was he trying to activate his female fan base? Because it was a small move if he was. If he was trying to say, all right, now the door's open, y'all might can get me now, he might have thought it worked like that. But sometimes that kind of stuff can kind of backfire. Like, they can look at you like, oh, you left a real one, and so that's why, you know, I believe that, like, you might want to speak on it. So now he goes and speaks on it, and then he got into his relationship with Drika, and really dug into it. Let's listen to a little bit of what he said. So you see that, man, like, I don't know, that relationship, and then he was seen with a couple of girls, you know, online. He going through it, dog. You know, he going through it. It's simple and plain. He going through it. You know, it's raw itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you might not want to go back to something and you still can be going through it. You know, so I don't speak on where a man want to be at, but clearly he going through it. He going through something. What I also heard him speak about was his relationship with other rappers, Moneybagg Yo being one of those. You remember him and Moneybagg Yo? See, that's what I mean when I say Gates found himself in a peculiar situation, because what happened with Gates is when he got out, and see, with I'm him flopping, and these are his words, not my words, but when I'm him not doing the sales that they thought it would do, it says, damn, okay, because that was him with all his relationships. Is if you look at it, there's no more. Just think about if he was right now, still had the Moneybagg Yo relationship in pocket, still had the NBA Youngboy relationship in pocket. Like, them two right there could have helped carry the album even more, just those two. It almost like, you know, I don't know, man. It's, you know, he just kind of put himself back against the wall a little bit, you know, in regards to music. You know, when we talk about music and algorithm and market share, you understand? It's like, yo, if he was able to right now Had Moneybag Yo still on his team, NBA Young, because Young Boy people still popping, Bag people still popping. You know, that would have helped get him. Rod Wave even was one of his people. Then I said, damn, he ain't had none of his relationships no more. The relationships now he don't have. But see, he came in the game a certain way. I remember, I think one of his first albums went platinum with damn near no features. So he built it in a way where he probably felt like he didn't need no features or need them relationships. But he came in a weird little time. Now the game done totally switched the algorithm. So something's happening. You know, it's a different driver now that's happening. But he came in, was able to go platinum without any features. So I think what that did was it lended him a confidence on moving a certain way in the market. And that's without those relationships. If you heard him by his own admission, it almost felt like he wouldn't even want to do songs with people. It's easy to say no, we don't need to. That's why I say I have to make that conscious decision with my pod and not say, yo, Loon, you can sit like that out by yourself. You don't. Now I want to talk to people. But if you take a look at his position in music after I'm Him flops, you say he no longer has any relationships. And he's rapping about it. So if he still had the NBA Youngboy relationship, the Moneybag Yo relationship, the Rod Wave relationship, all them dudes is selling 100-200K a week. They first week. You know, they selling 1 and 200K they first week. And then you got to keep in mind that these wasn't people who, he didn't just have a petty-betty relationship with these people. These were people, Moneybag Yo was somebody that was shouting him out when he was in jail and he was on fire. Came out, Gates helped him turn Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So they was locked in. NBA Youngboy, same thing on his way up. Yo, Gates inspired us this singing shit. Made a dude from down here feel like, right? So he inspired them people. So not only would he been able to ride their wave from a single standpoint, he might have been in a big dog situation to be able to do an album with Bag, a whole album with NBA Youngboy. They might have done a whole album together. Like all that market share would have just been put him in a whole different situation. If you would have been able to build with those guys, and not that you need those guys, but I keep telling people, ignore whatever you want to ignore. I'm just dealing with the information. You playing an algorithm game at that point. You got to tap the algorithm. I don't care who you is unless you are the algorithm. It's like Drake, he is the algorithm. But outside of Drake and Jay and Kanye and certain dudes like that, y'all got to play this little algorithm game and ignore what them fans talking about because it's business. Because what'll happen is you will go solo. I'm going to do it by my own. Got to nick these rappers. I ain't doing all that. Next thing you know, you hurting your negotiations. You flop. Then you flop again. Now it's time to renegotiate. Now what you looking like? Nah, man, if these are real relationships, activate them. That's why I be hard on these selfish dudes in this. And let me be clear with this. I don't need none of you dudes. I know how to speak around you and above you. And I'm a hustler. So if you do not work with me when I move in, your work will be devalued. That go for anybody. We don't exclude nobody in that. You dealing with a hustler. It don't matter what you think about it. You dealing with a hustler. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to go to bed late. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go hard every single time and can't nobody stop it. And then you don't want to wait. Another jewel I want to give people that's out there rapping, making money, popping corn. You one of the hottest people in the world. You don't want to wait till you falling off and then start reaching out. The whole point is reach out while you on top. So it don't look like you desperate. It don't look like you desperate because you a hater now. You flopped last time and now you reaching out trying to get with Drake and now it's gonna feel away. Even though it might be business wise the right thing to do, but you won't do it because it's gonna feel away. Now look at the position you put yourself in. You dealing with people on the other side in regards to the corporate people in those buildings. They feelings ain't involved. They'll reach out to the enemy to make sure that the algorithm get touched. Understand, I'm putting high level game down, bro. And then so Gates announced his album, so I'm thinking, all right, coming again. Is the trick on this one to like try to tap the algorithm? Is it gonna be, I don't have the features, so I'm gonna speak about why we don't have the features, what's going on. I'm gonna speak about these things to activate it in that way. And with the Super General, it made me feel like, okay, maybe that's what he gonna do. It's gonna be kind of album where he just gonna get some shit off and be like, yo, this is what happened, that's what happened, and this how this got there. You understand? And And I thought he would be all right. And then Thursday, I see Drake dropping. And I said, kiss my. Now what they doing, man? God damn. You know, Gates, here you is. Now you got Drake finna smother everything. Whoever coming out that day, they smothered, right? And I know Gates ain't gonna let his pride say we ain't dropping today. That we dropping. I know that. It ain't gonna be no pullback, but I instantly thought, damn, what was that about? Then I got to thinking, hold up, did the industry know it was coming that day? Is that a label trick? Like I started thinking, shit, like, is that a label trick to try to bury it again? To now you got 2 flops. Now in your negotiations, we want to give you less market share or what? But you don't drop the same day as Drake. I want people to understand this. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Gates or whoever else in the game. You get out of Drake way. Drake is the market. They just gave him all the money. Just gave him 500. He is the algorithm. Get out the way. You know what I'm saying? They go for all you rappers put together. You got to get out the homeboy way because he got big feet, big footprints in the sand. That's how it is. And this ain't his opinion. This is based on the ticket sale. Yeah, this based on the motherfucking admission price. Nah, this ain't got nothing to do with feelings. This is market share you dealing with when Drake dropped, when Beyonce dropped, when it stops there. Kendrick got to do it again. You got to have the 500-600 for me to say that. Shout out to Cole. He a big boy, but you got to have that 500-600 for it to do that. So Drake ended up announcing his 7th studio album, honestly, Nevermind, that dropped. Now, unique situation. He ended up putting his cover out, and it looked like just, a regular cover. Him being the biggest artist in the world, it's funny his approach to artwork and stuff like that. It's just a funny thing that he does. So he announces this. Now, there's a couple tricks here. 14 songs were announced, or 14 or 17 songs were announced. People did not know that this was a dance album. So, again, with him being the algorithm, he broke all dance records within 1 hour. Again, I keep telling you, dealing with market share. Mr. Market Share. That's Drake's new name. I gave him that name on this Up There podcast. Mr. Market Share. You understand? That's him. So he dropped in dance album, broke all the records, shouted everything. And the internet went crazy. You start to see memes about it and people saying, why did he do that? That's garbage. This is elevator music. What is he doing? See, they went there with trap ears. I keep telling y'all, man, y'all got to elevate, evolve. Y'all got to be more motherfucking elegant, man. You dudes is lost in the soul. Like, y'all don't know we hustling, baby. We just started a new game. We got to put some, yeah. They just gave him 500 million, boy. And so it's time to stretch the algorithm a little more. Get over here and dance. Get over here. I keep telling you, I told y'all last week. It's a data move, baby. Them people that when you worth that much money like Drake, they don't tell you what to do. They bring you data. Hey, if you do the dance, if you do this, and this, you'll make this. You said you wanted to be the first billionaire. Here's the billionaire. Based on, like, they know how to play it. So this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with them trying to help him understand his pathway to his goal. And based on the data they got, and trust me, they getting helped along the way, it tells them that, hey, do a dance album, do this, and do that. And so that's, in my opinion, it was a data move. But as the head, not the tail, and I try to be the same thing in podcasting, my approach to it. My topics, the conversation starters that you deal with on my side. I don't regurgitate information. I don't steal ideas. I'm not one of them kind of creators. Everything you deal with on this side come from this side, right? So you got to be diligent in that and understanding that. So I love to see when the head, not the tail, act like the head, not the tail. I remember Kanye saying it, and this is what you have to do. You have to add to the algorithm. You have to stretch out the algorithm. I was telling Parlay about Charlemagne, when he was telling me, man, I really didn't used to like Charlemagne. I had to tell him, nah. Charlemagne stretched the algorithm out for us. Like, we a version of Charlemagne. He's a black dude, right? In that space for that amount of time, doing it that way. He stretched the algorithm out. So again, we got to understand representation in that way. So again, that's my job. Break that down. Now, when you deal with Drake, add to the algorithm. Add to the algorithm. Stretch it out some. Yeah, it's gonna look funny on the court when I first take it through my legs. Ain't nobody never took it through their legs before out here. I'd have took it. They gonna say, what was that? Ain't that you supposed to call that? That didn't look right. Ref, they gonna check the rule book. That ain't in there. Ain't nothing in there to say you can't do that. Ain't nothing in there to say. So now what you got 10, 15 years later? You got Allen Iverson. Cross it over. Now he fucking is up with that motherfucker because of what I added to the algorithm just with the little one. I didn't even think about all that, but just add to the algorithm to evolve this thing. It's going to look funny when I first do it. Yeah, you might not get it when I first come out with the podcast that way. Yeah, when I put the Law and Order in there, you really didn't understand what that was about until 10 years later, this, and that was taking place and it all made sense. That's what it be about, bro. Forward thinking. I even saw people point out the fact that CLB was 9 months ago. They say this is a shot at Kendrick, and I don't know this to be the case, but I'll let you do with it what you may. The internet said that Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy with the pregnant women on the cover. 9 months later, dropped his dance album on Kendrick's birthday. You do with that what you may. But again, this is a data move by Drake. You know, if this outsells Kendrick, Drake may have problems when Kendrick come back out. He may really just go at him. And I think Drake may want that. Drake may want on this second tier of his career to really get into it. One, to put these rumors to rest. Let's do this. Let's put these rumors to rest, bro. Because Drake dances in all these areas. It's gonna be hard. You know, and I know Kendrick does too, but boy, it's gonna be rough dealing with Drake, man, on one of them trappy type, man. It's just, it gets rough. And he can do that, all that other shit too now. Can you come down to the ghetto though? You know, man, it's a hell of a thing. And I know Kendrick can because he's one of us. So, you know, we don't know. We'll see where they go. Now, in my opinion, if they were gonna do this, Drake worth more than 500 million. Let me be the first to say it. You know, I'm sure nobody else will make this kind of talking point. This is another conversation starter brought to you by It's Up There podcast. Drake is worth more than $500 million from Universal. He was worth $500 million sheerly from hip hop. He spent the last decade on Billboard, and this is without a whole complete dance album and a whole complete this album and a spin-off this. That's literally just rap done that. He was worth 500 just in that box. Just in that rapper box, he was worth 500, half a big. I stand on that. He spent 10 years on Billboard. Countless number one albums, countless number ones, countless chart introductions, countless careers birthed on the back of. It was worth 500 million without doing a dance album. I want to be clear on that. So I know that he's doing this because this furthers not only them, but it furthers his ability to get where he's trying to go as well. All right, let's talk about this Wack 100 response to Jay Prince. Last week, I spoke about Jay Prince going over $2 million worth of game with Gilly the Kid and Wallow 267 doing the interview and addressing Wack 100's involvement in Larry Hoover's situation. Says that Wack 100 got involved with a woman named Karen Chapman, got some footage that the Hoover family entrusted her with to help further whatever the Hoover family needed that footage for, and she ran off with the footage. Wack 100 said that isn't the case, and now he has been responding to what some of Jay Prince has been saying. So he went over to the Dub C and CJ Maxx show, two West Coast legends, you know, out there on the West, and he spoke about it. Let's listen to some of it, and then we'll come back with some game.
So, but you ain't what? Jay, that's, you know what?
He got to speak his mind. Jay can't spoke his mind. Jay spoke his mind.
Hey, man, let's establish one thing, right? We got both sides at this table.
Yeah.
we've all known of some monsters. Prison, streets, real monster dudes coming from the environment we come from, right?
Right.
We come outside anyway. Respectfully. I'm not taking nothing from Houston or no other place. I'm from the West Coast, Cali. I'm a real Paru. I've been trained in this. There's no way the stories of another man in another district is supposed to move me when we didn't care about the stories of the real monsters we saw here. We still came outside and faced it and dealt with it. Some of us lost, some of us is gone, some of us doing life, some of us is wounded, so on and so forth. So, whoever they perceive him to be, cool. But that don't move me.
I get that, but why did he even go to that level?
He
back
took
and
it
forth
there.
with the name.
He took it there.
I heard you call that man out his name before he did these last interviews.
No, let's go back to the first Instagram post.
What was that?
When he put the post up, right, of me and the sister Karen, that's the rightful owner to the footage. He went and accused and said, we forged Larry Hoover's signature on the contract. You know how he got the contract? Wack sent it to him.
Okay.
Right? He said that the footage was stolen and that Wack 100 is trying to monetize off of Larry Hoover's name. Right? Now, I sent him the contract. They didn't know nothing about this footage.
Right.
I went and took a meeting with her. Somebody said, Wack, go meet with her. We want to put you with her, make sure she's straight. She wants some business she want to do with you. So she's doing prison reform.
Okay.
So she got stuff on everybody. She was even on her way to get stuff on Tukey before they executed the brother, right? So she got a bunch of people, right? So I just happened to see Larry Hoover. I'm like, you got some on Larry? She pops the laptop on. I'm tripping. I'm like, damn, right? She got like 5 hours of footage. Crazy, right? So I'm like, well, I'm doing some business right now with Ye. And Jay's on the Larry Hoover movement.
Right.
Jay Prince ain't got nothing to do with my conversation. Right? I'm like, it may be a good thing to see what they're doing, what you're doing, and make it one big situation. Reason being, what it would do is your company that's doing prison reform, it'll shed a bigger light on them because these other names I really don't know. But right now, some movement going on with this Larry Hoover name.
Right.
Now, I didn't really know what exactly they had did, if they had like a movie script in play. I didn't know. I just know Ye had honorably took the hit, went and sat with Trump, and he took a hit, put that hat on to get Trump to reinstate that one-step act law so he can file an appeal. That's what that was about.
Okay.
Shout out to Ye. He did that, right?
So that's why he put the hat on.
That's why he did that.
Okay.
He got that reinstated because Mr. Hoover been sitting there. He couldn't even file an appeal.
Right.
So when I tell Ye doing what he doing, like, all right, Wack, I'm going to have Prince hit you, and then let's see if we can figure it out. All right, no problem. Now, remember, she came to me so I can walk her into other doors so she could just do her business. That's it. Right? So when I looked at the paperwork, I'm like, for me to touch this Larry Hoover situation, I see the paperwork gives you all the rights exclusively. You don't got to pay nobody no money, nothing. I got it. Like, I've never seen the contract so direct, so straightforward. Printed and signed, Larry Hoover, right? Back in 1998. I said, I've been incarcerated. I understand the Son of Sam Act and all these type of things. I feel like Larry, his family, or whoever should get a cut regardless. And she said, definitely. I have nothing but love and respect for Larry. That definitely will happen and can happen. I said, so you wouldn't mind papering that with whatever deal that happens with or without the family, right?
Right.
She said, I have no problem with it. She said, I would love to speak to Miss Wendy, right?
Okay.
That's Larry's
Wendy,
wife,
yeah.
right? I'm like, you know her? She's like, yeah, we got history. We did this, did that, this, that, all these things together, right? So, okay, cool. So when I get at Jay Prince, I tell Jay, respectfully, the world don't really know Larry Hoover. Chicago knows him. We know about him, but the world don't know about him. And this piece right here is him really talking about in 1998 what was going to happen in the years to come. And I got to say, bro, watching him speak, I put him up there with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King talking about how what he was speaking on.
You felt it.
And his knowledge, because I'm watching 1998 talking, we sitting in 2021 at the time, and the things he said was going to happen has happened, right? So my idea was, y'all get with her, she make you guys part of this documentary, you guys have the life rights, this documentary, you put it out right? People say, oh, that's Larry Hoover. Oh, we know his story. At the end of this documentary, have your movie trailer there coming soon. So now when the movie's coming, this documentary has kind of woke the masses up who really didn't know about Mr. Hoover, right? Say, oh, that's that guy from because this is Larry speaking himself, nobody else.
Right.
That was my thoughts. So when I even texted him, if you look in the text message, and told him, heads up, this is where her head is at. Dude, get on the phone and tell her, yo, check this out. I'm going to bring you 20,000. You're going to come off that footage, and that's what it's going to be. I couldn't believe it. They on my phone on the speakerphone. I'm laid back thinking they just going to have a conversation. And I seen the look on her eyes. Now, take it. This not no street woman. Lady is a butterfly. Like, she don't raise her voice. Like, probably 60, 63, maybe somewhere around there. That ain't what it is. When I see her hands start to tremble and she like stuff like that, I'm like, she like, well, Mr. Prince, I'm not a camera woman. Like, I'm a company, and, respectfully, I want to do something with the family as I have before. The American Gangster footage, when we saw Larry Hoover,
right?
She did that.
Okay.
And I seen the contracts, the family, she included the family. Even though she didn't have to, she did. They got paid, right? And he said it again. He like, well, this is just what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. Take it or leave it.
So let me ask you. So looking at the thing I just saw on another podcast where Miss Wendy Hoover spoke. And she has a totally different story. You heard what she said? Well, she has a different story. She said that the lady was sent in there to get some footage recording him so that a book could be written.
It should only be audio, right?
Yeah, and that a book should be written. And it was for the purposes of a book to be written. So what I'm saying is, even in this conversation right here, it seems like no one got the families together and got the parties involved and just said, well, this is what this is, this is what this is, can this be worked out?
Well, I requested 100 times, yo, Jay Prince, you get out the way, put Miss Wendy on your phone. I put Miss Karen on my phone and let them hash it out.
Right.
Jay Prince thing is, it's going through me. It need to be signed over to me, and I'm going to do with it what I want to do with it. But, I ain't one of them dudes to argue with people, because I got the contract right here.
Boy. Here, man.
I hereby authorize Karen Chapman, production producer, to record my name, likeness, image, voice, and performance on film, tape, sound recordings, or otherwise for use in broadcast or cable television, home video, book, and any other media. I agree that any interview material may be edited and otherwise altered at the sole direction of the producer and used in whole or in part for any and all broadcasting, audiovisual, and or exhibit purposes in any manner or media and perpetuity throughout the world. I understand that I have no rights to any media products and the benefits derived therefore. Now, what I'm going to do, because I love y'all like brothers, I'm going to put that in front of you. You can see what was printed up top and what was signed below. I'm not going to argue with nobody, bro. But you're not going to debo what kind of man. The streets I come from, the gangster I come from, we don't debo old women, older ladies, bro, when they dead to right. I mean, end of the day, I don't, what I'm talking about, the documentation gonna beat the conversation. So all the antics you coming with, right, it don't mean nothing. Now, I'm gonna tell you when I realized that Jay Prince wasn't as smart as people thought he was. Now, that contract is simply to the footage she has, That's it.
Right.
So when I get this text from Jay Prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, homie, I just spoke with Miss Hoover, and she has a contract where the old man signed his rights to her before the contract you have. So let's figure out a fee for the footage. Now, see, this right here is some idiot shit. First of all, yes, she has her husband's life rights. The contract I sent you was a contract to this documentary style footage of Larry Hoover speaking. But even so, if you saying that's non and void, then why you want to figure out a fee?
Yeah.
Again, I've always told you guys that if you are going to go into the battlefield with Wack 100 in regards to content world, you're going to have to be prepared, because he sits on Clubhouse and get his arguments together. You see, he ain't stuttering. He knows what, because he's reiterated this a million times on Clubhouse. So what'll happen is when it's time to really go do an interview, it's almost like watching film tape, and then you get to come out and say everything that you know to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Shit that's hard to argue, and because you've crafted, because you've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks every single day. But clearly that's a miscommunication. I would love to see these dudes work this out. I was speaking to Larry Hoover Jr. the other day. Like I said, I would love to see these dudes work this stuff out, man, and be able to figure out a way, if it's helpful to Larry Hoover, to get that in the possession, or just to get it in a situation where it does do what it needs to do. But Wack and Jay Prince is going back and forth with this. Now, they asked Wack 100 a lot of questions about people who he was beefing with, and a lot of people names that he may have said. There was one in particular that stood out. Let's listen to what he said about this particular interaction.
Because you're stacking up numbers right now, brother.
Well,
you seem to be.
This is the thing. When I look at the whole layout, it's probably only one person out of everything you've been seeing going on that I wish it could have been different.
Right. Right. It's all good.
Right?
It's all good. Yeah.
And that's Big U.
Uh-huh.
Because I love his family. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what me and him going through,
right.
I love his family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's a chunk.
Right.
That, because I love his family.
Right.
Loving his family, I miss his family. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he would send my wife texts, Happy Mother's Day, and so on and so forth. Now it's kind of like, I be wanting to do it, but then I know that's his wife, and we ain't seeing eye to eye, so then I know not to do it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But, you know,
do you still love him?
Yeah, can't nobody say nothing to do nothing to him or none of that. I'm tripping.
Man, let me tell you something, man.
I'm really be real, but
I'm gonna tell you something, bro.
Like, whatever I'm doing, that's one thing.
I'm gonna say this, bro. Yeah. Not just because that's my homeboy, bro. And I know you know how I feel about him. I kick with him. That's my, that's my dog, bro. But I appreciate you saying that as a man, bro. That's you have to be a man to turn off all the stuff been going on with y'all
that don't matter.
To say that. But I'm just saying, bro, to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate that truth. You understand what I'm saying?
That's just real.
Because when I look at it, I see how y'all used to get down and make moves and all that, bro. So whatever it is, I don't get into y'all.
Let me
shit,
tell you what you didn't see.
This and that was, you know?
Tell you what you didn't see. Me and my wife arguing. I come from Woodland Hill somewhere. Pacoima right there. Valley right there. I drive through the valley, pass up a few blood hoods, get off on Slauson, find my way to his front door at 2 o'clock in the morning and go in there and go to sleep.
There we go.
And he lived in the heart of the 60s.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Whether he was there or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to understand with certain things, are like that. Like, you just got to keep it real with yourself. For me to sit here and say, I'd never see that man as my enemy.
Right.
If anybody could get to me, it's him. because I'm not, I can't mentally see him as my enemy.
Right.
I don't think really in his heart, he ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. It's too deep. That's like, I couldn't face his wife or his children.
Yeah.
Right. Knowing I was played a part in anything that had anything, that's just not happening.
Yeah. So let's, my next question is this. I'm seeing you.
You hear him speak about Big U, man, and they said that, for me, man, I was always, when it happened, you heard me speak about it. I said, him and Big U, not even for Wack 100 and Big U, but even for the youngsters that was following them, even they saw that on the whole other coast. I'm pretty sure it's too big homie or too a blood and a crip in, one of these country towns that know who Wack and Big U is, and that may kind of had influenced them to be able to do some business or do a part or something together. You know what I'm saying? Break some kind of bread. So I always looked at that progress for us as black people, with those two rags being able to tie together and being that important and that big, and because rarely can you find two people who stand in a space together and both of them carry a certain kind of persona. You see what I'm saying? And those two guys both had it at the same time, simultaneously, right beside each other, and they both represented what we knew to be, verifiable on the West Coast. And so that progress with them two being able to do that, man, I always thought reigned, sent shockwaves through the ghettos. You know what I'm saying? And so when it was severed at the hands of a guy that was from the East Coast that don't even come outside for real, I said, Wack went in the trick bag. That was a mistake. But I think he didn't do his background on Hassan. Hassan is one of them guys that just, he gonna chill in the house. He gonna do us to YouTube. I mean, he'll come out around there. Me, I'm all around the world with this. You know what I'm saying? We all around the world with this. You know what I'm saying? Putting game down because we the truth. And we ain't hiding from nobody or done nothing. Like we, God said it will be so. And so we gonna chase it. But I think because he didn't do his due diligence with Hassan Campbell, it led to a lot of these things. Even just think about that. Both these relationships are on the heels, on the ropes because of that conversation with Hassan. The Gilly and Wallow and the Big U. And so after this, after he said that about Big U came out and said something.
Yeah. I don't really address a lot of bullshit on the internet, but I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to address this, and I'm going to address this fast and quick. I heard about the little CJ Mack and Dub C interview with that guy. I don't accept no apology from no to disrespect my name, disrespect my family, and call me on my name. I ain't cool with nothing. I ain't cool with that CJ Max. I ain't cool with that Dub C. I ain't cool with none of that, man. And that's all I got to say on that. And I'm not with no to disrespect me, man. Come see me in my face. And that's all I'm saying to that right there. I ain't going nothing else, period. I'm going to post this. I'm going to leave it up. Y'all get it off Instagram, YouTube, however you want to. But I ain't cool with nigga disrespecting my name. But I'm going to keep servicing these kids, though, like I'm supposed to. Now, cap on that. Cap on that.
So you see Big U respond now, just to kind of give you guys insight of what's to happen. Because, again, I think my show, some people are in discovery mode, so you may be seeing this at a time where this isn't a fresh topic. There was a situation where Wack 100 went on a show with DJ Academics, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and a dude named Hassan Campbell. Wack 100 and Hassan Campbell had a private conversation where Wack 100 was saying some things to him. A lot of those things were by Wack admission misinterpreted once heard in the public. One of those things, though, that he has not said was misinterpreted was that Big U had something to do with some business deal that cut him out or tried to turn his water off, and he didn't allow that, and he was a snake. And so that's what Big U is speaking about when he's saying, yo, you called me out my name, we got to handle that a different way. So this is Big U responding, saying he don't accept any apology for no disrespecting on his name or none of that. Wack 100 then comes out and says this.
Yo, I wake up to all this weird shit. Let's get one thing straight. I apologize to one man and one man only. And that was at the end of the podcast. Whoever told you I apologize to you, they got you looking real crazy. Because I know you ain't seen it. Because I know you got a better brain than that. You should go tell them niggas stop calling you with the false shit. This shit clout chasing at its best, my nigga. Way out. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. But I issued no apology. I would never apologize to an individual that snaked me first. E1 build. Yeah. Motherfucker know what I'm talking about. Till then, incredible diapers. Coming to a store near you. I'm winning.
So there you have it. Wack says he did not apologize. Now let me kind of give some context to you guys and explain why people are kind of viewing this as an apology, even though he's saying it's not an apology. It's because Wack is always foot on the gas. It's always fuck you, it's up, fuck you, leave it where it's at. And you know, when he dealing with Big U, which I think he should have some reserve dealing with Big U. That's his guy. And plus Big U is a heavyweight champion of the world. See, when two heavyweights fight, boy, it's some furniture, it's some injuries. No, it's them light heavyweights doing all that. I mean, it's them lightweights that they hitting each other all in the face and can go to the club after. Two heavyweights get into it, the world might shake a little bit. So it's being viewed by the public, or somebody might have called Big U and say, yo, he trying to apologize because they know you to be a firecracker. They know you to be somebody that's going, and it seemed like on this one you trying to be like, yo, I wish that would have went a different way. You know, and so that's why they're trying to say it's an apology. It's not the words I'm sorry, but the sentiment is that you would hope that it went a different way. So that's where it come from. It didn't come out the clear blue sky, although it was misrepresented if someone did go and say he trying to apologize. But I see what they're trying to say in regards to, you know, you giving leeway to try to squash it, which I think is a good idea, again, because both those guys heavyweights, you know, West Coast, history there, family know each other, you know, and they grown. The only thing that I find interesting is that, like, even with Wack, they ask, this is why they think it's an apology, Wack, is because when they ask you about Jay Prince, you say, nah, me and Blood got to get out. He called me this. And that's basically what Big U was saying. It's like, yo, nah, what you talking about? Sorry, nah, hey, whatever he saying, I ain't trying to hear that. Nah, hell nah. Cuz got to get out. Or Cuz got to see me about what he said. Nah. So really, the same approach that you have to Jay Prince or the Meek or some of these guys that you saying that some of the beef ain't squashable, like, nah, we can't squash it. When I see him, it's up. It's like, okay, so some of that is based on words. Like the Jay Prince thing, he said he called you, quote unquote, a rat. I know what the rat mean. I know what that mean in our culture, and I know how unacceptable it is. But you can't find the ability to squash that because he called you that. And Big U, like you called me a snake and a rat, them really are the same family. The rat being way worse than the snake, but the snake and the rat really is, you know what I mean? So he like, nah, we got to see each other about that, man. Especially you know me, man. You supposed to know never to do that. And if I let that go, what they're telling all these other people. And then some people try to make it like, yo, like if you tell people, man, Loon don't got no gun on him, that's kind of a bad thing to be telling people now. I might have to get at you about that. Know what I'm saying? What you trying to tell people? Run up on Loon? And that's how a lot of people out there kind of were trying to twist what he said when some of those things came out, you know? And, yo, we hope that they get over. We hope that they put themselves in a situation to sit down and talk one day, and kind of further whatever relationship or understanding. I see that Pitbull, one of Wack homeboys, is trying to get involved and get the Tony Muhammad, the minister and stuff involved to try to see if we can squash that. These two heavyweights, we don't need that kind of bout on the West Coast. You know what I mean? You know, as I sit here and think, I'm going, and I'll get back to whatever topic, but I'm going to hold people accountable for how they treat me. You know, for a long time, I looked over things. I gave people the benefit of the doubt. I may have gave people a runway that they didn't deserve in regards to just some sort of understanding of why my expectations and your behavior never land in the same place. You know, and so for me, you know, I have high expectations for people that's involved with me in my life, and that exclude nobody. Family, you understand, mother, children, girlfriend, homies, business people, that exclude nobody. I'm high vibrations, right? I won't be a source of income for people. I won't be something that you can just pull from, pull, and never pour into, right? Motherfuckers be real bland with whatever they, you know, it's all good, right? So as I try to evolve as a man and know that whatever space that I have, whatever opportunities that I have, right? You know the old saying, heavy is the head. So a lot of times I try to just chalk it up to that, bro. Heavy is the head. Them folks can't look out for you in the way that you can look out for them. But when you pay attention to people, you can see that a lot of times people don't even consider the very people that they depend on. You can depend on this person for things and you won't even call them and tell them happy birthday. You can depend on this person. This can be the only way for you to get your source to get whatever problem solved that you have right here. And you won't even tell them people thank you. You won't even look out for them people or try to make something easier for them, right? Yo, I'm just saying in 2022 moving forward, I'm not dealing with the selfishness of anyone. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful because if I play the selfish game, man, I can go always selfish and man, I can be good. But I don't play the selfish game. I try to spread this thing out and think about everybody that's involved with whatever I'm involved with. And for us men, sometimes we don't get a chance to really speak on like, yo, shit heavy around here. Like it's a lot going on, man. There are a lot of people pulling at you, holding on to you, asking you for this, asking you for that. And then you can't even get a sincere good morning. You can't even get a sincere, I'm done with it. I'm telling you right now. And I'm not interested in how people feel. Like your emotions or how you think about me or what you may feel like, oh, he wrong for doing that. He ain't spoke to these people in a long time. Yo, that's just that. That's how I'm coming. Right? Because I don't have time for the negative. I don't have time for the negative to be inserted in the equation of my life because it'll start to affect it. It'll start to change the chemical balance of everything. I started to think about why would people do certain things to people that would do certain things for them, right? If I'm the person you come to for damn near everything you need, how in the hell I can't count on you for nothing? I'm no longer in them kind of relationships. That's period. And that go for anyone. So this is acting as a PSA from business to personal to whoever. If the feelings ain't reciprocated, Loon is out the picture. Let's talk about Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. For those unaware, Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors won another championship. Round of applause. Legendary franchise. That dude Steph is different. I'm going to go ahead and keep it all the way real with the onlookers. That dude Steph is different. Like what Steph is able to do on that court is unmatched. The ability to change the entire game. Right? And as I watch him run up and down the court, I tell myself, Loon, you looking at a master at work. What you dealing with on game day is preparation. And you watching a man trust his practice, trust his preparation. You watching a man trust his ability to understand that no, I don't care who you put right here. I've did this 6,000 times. I've shot from right here, this specific spot, 6,000 times. So no matter what's happening, I'm trusting the game. I was watching a clip they got going around because as we watch Steph maneuver in this game, and it's unfortunate for him that he has to share this moment with LeBron no matter what. LeBron is going to come up because LeBron is LeBron. But Steph is a different thing. Right now, I would say we're in the Steph Curry era. You know, while LeBron is still there being one of the biggest names in the game and also pivoted into doing more business than playing basketball. So, you know, but with Steph, I look at him and I say, this is what you can get when you really put the work in. Let this be a cautionary tale to the entrepreneurs, to the content creators, to the people that just starting a lawn service, to a dude just opening up a chicken shop or whatever you got going on. Let the record show that if you put the work in, you gonna deal with the results. But along the line, you also got to trust the game, right? So, like, I just received a phone call about coming out at one of these conventions. They want me to speak on a stage, and I was telling myself, oh shit, man, look, all right. So now what do you do? What is your approach different? Then I had to say, look, trust the game. You're prepared for this, right? Your whole thing, this whole thing you do, it's ready. It's ready, bro. You're prepared for it. Now, I'm true to myself, so I'm my biggest critic. Every episode when people say that was a dope episode, I find 7 million things in it that I should have done different. Oh, I said too much. I shouldn't have been saying, you dig what I'm saying right there. I should have used a different word right there to shorten that sentence. Like, I see things that other people may not see just even as I'm doing it. So I'm my biggest critic. So if I wasn't ready, I would know that I'm not ready. Now, when I say I'm ready, I'm not saying I'm prepared to go on stage and freestyle. I'm saying that, yo, you got a pathway to conquer that. You know, I talk about pathways, and that's why it's important to read, because what it does is it opens up different pathways in your brain of thinking, how to problem solve, right? So when they say, yo, Loon, we need you right here, we paying you $18,000, you'll be there all day, but you'll be on stage 2 times. You got an 18-minute segment and then a 41-minute segment, right? And I say, all right, cool. Now I tell myself, Loon, trust the game. You got a pathway. You talk every week. So you got a pathway to understand how to conquer talking, the same way with Steph on the court. Yo, I got a pathway to hit that 3 from that spot right there, because I've done it so many times. So I know that if I get right there, looking or not, if I can just get that touch right, it's going to do what I need it to do. And you watch him. But what was interesting is, and I love to see this, that's when Kobe was guarding Steph. And that's the thing about Kobe Bryant, man. R.I.P. to Kobe. He was always a guy that I want the best man. And that's what I'm doing. I'm like that. Like, yo, don't compare me. I want that dude. Y'all think he the best? I want to be compared to that guy right there. And I think he's pretty good too. And I love what he's doing, but I want to be compared to that guy, because that's just who I am as an individual. I don't got no other reason to do this. I'm not financially involved. I understand. Like, so I got to find that to, like, Kobe was rich 20 years ago, and he still was balling hard because he was finding other motivations. It's the same thing with me. Oh, y'all think he the best communicator. Y'all think he got the little, I want to be compared to him. Let's see how we can do that. I want to guard him. Bring him on the court, right? So now you got Steph and you got Kobe, and Kobe want to guard Steph. Now this is a mismatch problem for Kobe, because he's a smaller guy and he loves to run off that screen and keep you moving. It's an unfortunate, man, because he'll run around and run, and then he'll pop out, and all he needs is that one little motion, and it's gone. And when Kobe was on him, and you saw Kobe computing, trying to figure out bumping him and doing this and trying to figure out none of this ain't working, because you're dealing with preparation. But Kobe on the other side is a man prepared too. So now you're dealing with preparation versus preparation. And this is where you get those classic moments. So Kobe's trying to figure out how to get, he filing, getting aggressive, do it. Then you heard him mid-game holler, I found it. Kobe holler, I found it. And he almost was like a kid in a candy shop. And he went and told one of his teammates, he don't like to be bumped. Now, again, it was interesting to me just to see problem solving, just in real time, just trying to feel right. Sometimes you can see a podcaster going down the lane talking, and if you really there with him and he go that way and he go that way, you like, oh, boom, and then he find his pathway of what he trying to talk about, and he right there. You say, ooh, there he killed that. You know, it's the same with that. But again, Steph being so great at what he does, of course, you identified something that I don't like to happen, right? And something that make it slow me down. And I think it even worked for a game or two, but then that's when Steph has to reevaluate, rejuvenate, and then be innovative, and then try to come up with something else, or not even come up with something else, because again, trust the game, but prepare for that bump. See, he may not see that wasn't in the arsenal, that bump. That wasn't along that practice. All the practice, he never was bumped. He probably never went through the bump thing, or, you know, he probably done come off the screen. He probably done been held a little bit coming off. He probably done off one foot coming off. He might have done tried, but that bump, and Kobe seen it, that slowed him down, you know. But Steph, man, like I say, bro, what he's doing in the game, I don't know how to quantify it with anyone else. Like, Jordan is Jordan, but what Steph has done internationally to the game, and I think part of that is because of the internet. But some people can argue that the NBA, well before the internet, had an international presence, right? So, you know, who changed the game? Who changed the game more? Was it Mike or was it Steph? LeBron, Steph, Mike, LeBron. Like, who changed the game? Because for me, I'm going to say Steph, man. Nobody's trying to dunk no more. I remember Vince Carter had an impact. We were doing all that flashy dunking. Iverson had an impact with the crossover, you know, and the flashy. And the, Jason Williams with the flashy passes. Magic Johnson with the, you know, Showtime Lakers. Like, it's been some moments. But when you look at Steph, man, and what he has done in regards to bringing the game from outside of that little squared box down there, he brought it outside of that perimeter line, and I just think it's been unmatched. They've won another championship, man. That's 4. That's 4, man. But I need people to know, like, when you're working on something, like for me, you know, with podcasting or any of these other businesses that I have going on, it's just like, how far are you willing to go? How prepared are you? You know, whatever day I have to go and speak or whatever has to happen, I'm prepared in a way where on that day I'm just smiling, I'm happy, I'm loose. Because I'm trusting the game. I'm trusting the preparation. It's the dude who he didn't run as fast as he could, or he didn't do his conditioning and strength and conditioning. That's the boxer that's afraid walking down to the ring. Although he might be looking like, I remember, shout out to the homie Deontay Wilder. Remember him coming to the ring looking like he was tip-top shape. But when he got in there, some of that strength and conditioning may have been exposed. Like, oh shit, he wasn't as prepared as we thought, or as he should have been. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing about the game is going to expose whatever that you got in that arsenal. You know what I mean? It's going to expose that. You know, I tell the young, find something you love and stick to it. Work at it. Work harder than these other. These gonna talk like they working. They ain't gonna be doing no working. They gonna try to talk you out of working. Just keep working. You will see the results. One thing about me, I know for sure who like me and who don't like me ain't gonna affect the situation. Those that I reach out to, that I love and respect, I do that from a genuine standpoint. I don't need help with nothing. I need help understanding. I don't need help with no execution or nothing, because my strength is in understanding that I gotta know the information to do it. Even if you do it for me, I'm unhappy. I don't want nobody to make me no millionaire. I want you to show me how to become a millionaire. It's a difference, and I know some people don't see the difference. But I tell the young man, keep working. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, because you will get there. Everything in this world. I heard Jim Jones say, yo, when you start to feel your commitment falling off, just stay consistent, and your commitment to catch up to that. Consistency is key, right? I like to call it daily attendance, right? You got to have daily attendance on your mission, whatever that is. You know something? If you design t-shirts, you need to be probably coming up with something to do with them t-shirts every day. If you're a rapper, something to do with rap every day. Pod or something to do with pod every day. If you're a football dude, something to do with football every day. Like daily attendance gonna make sure repetition is the father of learning. And we gotta make sure we understand that. And also be innovative. Because a lot of times, especially in this industry, right? So if you're dealing with content creating or whatever, a lot of times the guys ahead of you are only depending on the fact that they're ahead of you. There's no innovation involved in their approach, right? So they're in this very stale place, right? And so what you have to do is come in the game and activate everyone that runs across me, and that excludes nobody, right? That understands anything about the information that this game has. When they run into me, some kind of way we connect, and if they're real and the energy is there, then they understand that, whatever he's doing, he's providing something to the game that we probably need, right? And I'm not an industry guy. Let me talk about this a little bit, because I'm finding myself in this weird place, man, in this industry, man. Like, I don't know, dog. It's like, and I'm going to try to convey it. I'm going to try to speak on it in a way that y'all understand. I'm not free yet in regards to me just being able to speak how I want. And I don't mean no one's telling me not to speak about things. I'm just saying I don't know what could be considered harmful to the brand just yet, right? I know misunderstandings happen and things, but there's something in this industry, man, Well, I think that sometimes that because people view me as an up and coming podcaster or a fresh face in regards to entertainment, some people may view me as when I reach out to them or when I show them love, they may view that away. They may view that like I need an opportunity. And they couldn't be more wrong. I come in the game with innovation on my side, with the truth on my side. I come in the game understanding everything about the game, right? I understand that I can talk about these people and make millions, never talking to these people. I want to be clear that I understand this game, but something is happening, or it may be me coming from the street. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm not projecting, right? I'm dealing with the information right now, so I'm just still calculating it. Something's happening. I'm like, I know they don't think that, because I show love that I need them. I would hate for them to mistake that. I would hate for them to mistake me being humble and a student of the game with me being desperate and in need of some kind of intervention by outside sources. Because sometimes it can be received that way. It can feel that way when you're like, bro, I know y'all don't, man. Man, listen, respectfully to everybody in the game, I'm dealing with too much information, homie. Right? And I ain't saying, I'm talking about in real life. I know they think you come from the street here. I'm telling you, dudes, don't make that mistake. But as I go through the game, and it feels that way, right? And if you say, well, Loon, what make you feel that way? And it's almost like the vibe or the energy or the tone of some of these things. I might reach out to somebody and be like, such and such and such, and I might feel like their response was a little, and they ain't saying nothing disrespectful. As again, I always look at these entertainment shit as weird, right? Even though I'm in it now. So maybe I'm weird too. But I look at these entertainment guys like some of them think they shit don't stink or something. Like some of them think that I don't know. I just need people to understand something. Now we got people in the game that with Loon that I look at like respect the game. Right, and not that I'm somebody that's taking places, but I'm offering something to the culture, man. It's undeniable. I don't care who it is that's saying whatever. I'm offering something to the culture. So a lot of the real ones are embracing that and saying, he offering that. He're kicking it. But some of them, it can feel like you may think that Big Loon needs you. And I know that I shouldn't give airtime to these kind of things, but I'm hoping that this can be a cautionary tale. This can be a lesson to people that's in line, right? Because it's a weird vibe when you on the other side. When I feel like Kanye running around the building, big ideas. You understand? I feel like I'm running around the game with the biggest ideas in the game, to the point where they incubating my ideas. They taking my talking points, regurgitating them on high level platforms and saying them, and I gotta just sit there because I'm looking clout right there. Listen, I got enough information, enough wherewithal, enough. I can just grab this clout right here and grab one of these weirdo dudes and literally go through their past. Right? And clout chase. But I won't do that. I won't do that. A lot of people in this industry has been here for a while. They have confused their position in the industry with their ability in the industry. So you got a lot of people in position that ain't done things in years. You got a lot of people in position that don't know what to do next. Right? We all need each other in this game, but for some strange reason, there's a cap on what people are willing to do for people that's under them. And when I say under them, I think that's where I had a problem at. Because they say under them because of the pecking order of this bullshit industry. But when we view a man based on his morals, his ethics, his codes, his background, his integrity, what he stood for, stand for, what he's willing to go through, the right side or right, is he on the right side or the wrong side? When we deal with a man, do he take care of his children? How his mother feel about him? How his people feel about him? Is he in a position to lead? When we deal with that, we start looking at dudes different. I look at some of these dudes like skeletons. But because of the pecking order of the industry, they've been able to place you in a situation where they think, oh, he want to get up in the industry. I'm going to act like I don't see him when he tagged me. I'm going to act like I don't see him. I'm going to act like I ain't going to respond. I'm going to act like I ain't. I ain't see that, bro. So you see, I ain't see you. You say I ain't even see it. Real. The industry is a bad place, man. But see, I don't confuse these dudes' position on the pecking order with their power. I understand those are two different things. I know a lot of people are famous and useless in regards to the grand scheme of things, right? They can go in a building and get a deal for them because they selling their celebrity. They can't execute a deal for someone else. They can't explain attributes for someone else. They barely can explain their own attributes. And then when I come to them, they want to view me as somebody that may need a leg up. Now, everybody speak black excellence. Everybody talk this, put your man on shit. Keep telling y'all that it's a facade. They make you think you can come in the industry, get some money, boy. Come get you some money. Boy, you got to plug in with him and them and that and this and that to even structure it in a way to even be considered. They make phone calls to people for some of these picnics and some of these festivals. Man, you know how far up the list you got to be? Listen, bro, they not going to make the call for them. But I want people out there to understand that I have everything I need. God said it will be so. You dealing with the truth when you looking at me. I ain't going to stop what I'm doing. Your position in the industry don't affect the way I feel about my product. I understand my work good. So no matter what, we going to be all right. And it's fucked up because in the industry, it's hard to explain if you got genuine love for it. It's hard to be like, bro, man, damn, I'm in this bullshit industry. I seen another real bro. I just feel like, bro, we pulled her, you know what I'm saying? Because I look at this industry like all these suckers. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of sucker going on. So I'm like, yo, you a real one. I know what I am. I know what's going on with me. So I be trying to connect sometimes and it feel like a disconnect. Now, when the disconnect is there, I'm cool with that. I know the table gonna turn. I'm gonna have the biggest show in the world. I'm telling you that for sure. So at some point the tables are turning, and then you'll double back, and then I had to hold you accountable because I'm not a fake dude. And your position didn't ever mean that much to me from the beginning when I reached out. It was all about, I thought you was another nigga out here in the woods. The industry is the woods. I speak about it all the time. You see Cardi being Offset or some of these two black people that find each other and fall in love in this industry, and you say, yo, they got lucky. Cause y'all be hating on me because I'm taking the private jet. Y'all don't know what it's like when I get to the Clearport. Ain't no like me there. So now I'm dealing with classism and racism. Look how this nigga get in here. He got blonde dreads. Even the black people that I see at the Clearport, they ain't my kind. They don't even like my kind of black. It's get layered. So if I do find love or somebody that I feel like I can, man, damn, bro, we in this industry, boy, weird around here. These think they don't sting. These get position confused. These confused. And they think that you are less than them. But it ain't about what they call you. It's about what you answer to. But let me say this too to y'all, man. And with all due respect to all my industry connects, I'm a competitor. I'm not competing with anyone in particular. I'm competing with the market. I'm competing with having the best information, the best shows out there, the best concepts out there. Like, it's just who I am. And some of y'all get afraid of that because you ain't had to never hustle when everybody you know was hustling. Everybody I know sold weed. I had weed too. I had to figure something out. Everybody I know was hustling at the same time, the same things, right? I even remember coming up from the projects, being in the car with, you know, a couple of my, like me and Lil Grease or somebody be in the car. Me and a couple of my homeboys will be in the car. And if we ain't quick with getting up to the gas station, man, another pull up on your cell and say, yo, like my name, you know, back then, my name was Paco in the street. Paco send me. I pull up and then call my play. Where you at? I'm already straight. They said Paco, a dude pulled up on me. What kind of car he was in? He was in a white. What? Damn. So now I got to find out who's shortstopping my plays around here. Because everybody's selling the same thing. So I don't view a man popping up with work that way. I got to identify. I might even send a sale to go get some. And then, he got soda ball. He'll die out. Or my people ain't gonna like that because I got that blister. You see what I'm saying? So I don't view it in that way, but it's scarcity in this industry. A lot of these dudes got that famine mentality. And so they'll mistake a young entrepreneur, hustling ass nigga that came in the game in position with a nigga that need them for a favor, and they couldn't be more wrong. I'm a hustler, my nigga. I'm a go-getter, my nigga. Make sure this thing is on. Don't you ever in your life mistake a short man for a boy. Don't you mistake a short man for a boy. Because that's the mistake I see a lot of these industry dudes making. You viewing me as somebody that needs you, when I can argue the opposite. Right? Because in this game, bro, it's going to take innovation, bro. Simple and plain. Do not get comfortable in those little positions, man, dealing with only your name. You got young, hungry coming up that's on the come up. And I think that in this industry, man, a lot of y'all been confusing a short man with a boy. And you dealing with Big Loon, and that ain't what that is. Dude got his own hustle. Dude got his own thing going. Dude know what he doing over there. He putting high level game down, right? By himself, 2-3 hours a day, right? Every episode, 2-3 hours. No co-hosts, no co-signers, no nothing, no talking point, no regurgitating of talking points. This is expensive shit you dealing with over here. And let the church say amen. Y'all got to get that right and keep it right. Don't you ever in your life mistake a short man for a boy. I don't need no favors. I don't need no favoritism. What I need is information, right? And I'll get that with or without people. And I just wanted to make that PSA to be clear to my, constituents and be clear to the industry, and hold me accountable if it's anything outside of that. I don't clout chase. Yeah, I don't clout chase. I don't do all that. When I speak on something, I give information about it. I don't do no clout chasing. I don't do no wave riding. It ain't what I'm doing, man. These are genuine relationships I got with individuals, genuine love I got for individuals. But if the love ain't reciprocated, then it's fucking, and that's excluding nobody respectfully. You understand? So, let the church say amen. I'm strong in this field. You know, I'm strong in this field, and unfortunate for people, this is my environment. You know what I'm saying? What I speak about, the things that we unfortunately are going through, or things that I've had to go through, you know. So this is my environment. And, you know, the crocodile strength is in the water. It's all about environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put a fish outside the water, ain't no good. You know, you put an army guy, you put a soldier in a position where he got to be a thinker, he may not be able to excel. You know what I'm saying? You put a SEAL in a position to be a thinker. It's about environment. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is my environment. I'm in the right environment to thrive. And no matter the no-look games, no matter if niggas never help, they ain't gonna discourage that. I got enough wherewithal, enough understanding. The people, I got the people. You know what I'm saying? And we going to get the people, because that's what it's about. I bypass these niggas if I got to. And it may take a little long, and that's okay with me. I'm okay with that. Trust that. You know, and sometimes I talk about the streets because I come from them and I understand the ramifications. I think we got to be careful, though, as we spend a lot of time and had our greatest minds thinking about tearing the rapper down instead of evolving the rapper. Again, I made that point. I'm going to stick by it, and I'm going to do my best at trying to amplify voices that want to evolve the rapper, not kill the rapper off. At my injunction, or at my conception, you know, I was instrumental. I am instrumental in the voices of people who stand on the side of holding rappers accountable on some of the lyrics and trying to tweak it, or because I'm gonna tell you what had me fucked up. A lot of them was lying to our babies. You understand? And I think now this new generation is to a point where they ain't really, a lot of them ain't lying, still some of them capping, but some of them is involved in these things, and I'm not sure that may be a bigger problem than lying to them, you know, because now that truth resonate different. The feeling that come along with the truth is just a different feeling, and that can send effects through our children that may be unrecoverable. But I have a massive problem with lying, you know, about how far you was willing to go, and because all my homeboys, the dudes that really done it, went and done the time, all of us, we want to get out the street. That's why you hear me talk about get out the street, and I'm still standing firm on that. Out the street, streets is dead. I stamped that. It's a dead issue. That don't mean people ain't in the streets that possibly we may have a possible chance to save. And as much as we want to live in this imaginary world where the streets disappear at the blink of an eye, that ain't gonna happen. The conditions ain't going nowhere. So we got to have some kind of instruction manual on navigation around some of these things. And so I think that's where we come in at. But the rules in the hood, you got to abandon them. Especially the ones that had you running up against death. A lot of them will make you crash right out about what he said to you. You understand? And the shit literally just a pick of the litter, because you may be really the only in your crew that's really gonna get on like that. If they kill your partner, your life on the line about that. But they might kill you and your partner ain't got nothing to say about that, or find some kind of excuse why he can't do something. But for you, if it was you, nothing would have stopped you from handling that business like you promised your homeboy. But now that you in the grave, that ain't done nothing since, and he ain't went and saw your mama. Them niggas is petty, they pathetic. That's why I say that. But again, I need niggas to understand. A big cheddar don't make you a king. So because he's the big homie in the Crips, that means he was tricked first. Because he was the first that you ever saw he was the first one of us that was tricked. How far he get with it? Did he pull himself out of it? Did he resurrect himself? Or is he still in that? If he's still in that, boy, he's still in that trick. But it's hard to tell a man that when all we know is this. So I try to have empathy for it. But I gotta let my kids, because they gotta grow up in this shit. I gotta let them know that besides you, that man, he good at convincing you he gonna ride if something happen, and you ain't got no way of knowing. I think you should keep yourself out them kind of situations. Thousands of these done promised that's dead on they watch what they would have done if it happened. I die for you, twin. I kill for you, twin. Big homie, big bro, king. This these be playing, man. These niggas really be playing, man. These niggas selling sand like it's brown sugar, man. And I gotta tell to keep their eyes open, because if you don't do that, you're gonna fall victim to these. These ain't convinced mamas anyway. My mama don't believe these anyway. I don't even want you going to tell my mama what you gonna do. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't but a few of them I know for sure gonna do it. But boy, a vast majority of them that I look like an opportunity to, boy, they'll tell everybody in my family what they'll do about me, boy, and they think I'm dumb enough to believe them. They think I'm dumb enough to believe them. All them frowning in that picture with you, them ain't gonna die for you. I know that. Nigga, shots fired, they gonna get out the way. We see it time and time again. They getting out the way, home. They getting out the way. Ain't none of them running into it for you, man. This is cap. This is cap. And then these old, they like to call them OD, be lying, man. You know, I don't be believing the hype anyway, because I understand where you sit when you old tells me where you stood when you was young. So when I see you as an old man running around doing all that, I know when you were young, you ain't do nothing. It's just common sense for me. But I deal with information. I let y'all deal with the emotion. I look at these people and I view them exactly as what they do. I don't feel no way about it one way or another. I know I need to deal with the information to know what it is I'm dealing with. You got dudes like King Yeller, and I don't know this dude, but I want the little to look at this and understand this is a dude who is responding to FBG Duck mom, and she said, yo, his friends didn't keep it real, and whether she emotional or not, here's his response.
My little right here was in the pen with me when Duck died. AJ, what happened when Duck died, man? Folks passed out, nigga, gang crying. These niggas holding me in prison. There ain't no fake shit, like keep it real. What can a nigga do? I'm on the yard. I don't know what niggas going on the street. It's back door shit going on. All type of shit. You feel me? So all I know is while folks was alive, gang, and we was on the streets, it was all love. You feel me? But it'd be like, I was in prison. This ain't do nothing for me while I was in prison. You feel me? So a lot of don't keep it real while be alive too, though. So, you know, and it'll be a lesson I don't speak about nigga on gang. Nigga, I'm a real nigga. I was straight in prison on folks. Penitentiary rich, nigga, G.O.D. So, you feel me? But, man. Won't let my brother, man.
Yeah, I think his mom just meant that, you know, just looking out for Mom Dukes and, you know, making sure she's all right.
Yeah, but y'all gotta understand this. Niggas got their own mamas. Niggas got their own problems. It's the same way. I had conversations with my own blood mama. Niggas got my own kids. I got step kids, real kids, and a new baby on the way. And the nigga lifestyle ain't cheap. Pay real rent, car notes, all that. Insurance, life insurance, all type of shit goes on. You have your own life. Step up to the plate and do what you have to do. You can't depend on me. I'm not finna take care of the world. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna send a motherfucker something, but what the f*** am I supposed to do? Every time you call me, no, you're not finna keep finessing me. Nobody. I don't give a f*** who it is. My mama, his mama. What do you, these really be broke in real life, gang?
So I want you to understand something. That's a man talking, and guess what? To be always gangster, you know, I don't know if he said something wrong, but if it's me, don't nobody never respond to my mama online about nothing when it come to, I done died and she saying she needs some help and feeling away by her saying she needs some help. Yo, bro, that's why I tell y'all about this gang shit. Why I tell y'all the gang shit, this what the gang shit is. What I'm supposed to do? Hold up, man. How I'm supposed to? I got my own. Because as I get older, I realize, damn, I can't really be giving that nigga my money like that. Shit, man, that nigga, he needs something on the lawyer. I need to go get this. They ain't coming through like that. I can almost bet that a lot of people die with an understanding that certain people gonna do shit for them and they be in heaven or wherever they at. Like, yo, these really ain't studying that. And I would have went. These ain't done nothing about that, man. Them folk done me bad. Them folk let that go. Damn, they down there doing songs with this and shit. Oh, man. damn, I could have kept living if I would, you know what I'm saying? Might get, man, I don't know, dog. I just, again, I want it to be a cautionary tale. Street niggas are some of the best niggas at convincing you they love you or that they gonna ride, and a lot of times they not gonna ride. They ain't gonna put nothing on your lawyer. They gonna try to hit your old lady. It's gonna be a lot going on. They gonna tell your mama what you expect me to do, what I'm supposed to do. And I know a lot of niggas ain't gonna like me talking about these kind of things because they don't want me to expose the fact that the streets ain't really what they try to act like it is. They don't want me to expose that because they hiding behind, yeah, I'm gang, I'm riding, I'm such and such, I'm this, I'm that. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. And when them shots go off, y'all gonna get little as you should. But the persona say that you gonna run towards the bullet when I know different. You know, see, y'all putting on a persona that you gonna ride and they bet not play with bro and such and y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times y'all letting that beef go, man. When niggas really start dying and getting locked, just letting that shit go, man. Let's be real. Just letting shit go out there. This is letting their homies get killed and they letting it go. And can't nobody tell me what to speak on. I got to speak on what I think is relevant to the culture. My children got to grow up in a world where there's no understanding on some of these little ideas y'all try to throw around. And you know the truth sound like hate to people that hate the truth. So I got to deal with operating in that little confine. You know what I'm saying? They gonna find a way to, I keep telling them, you know, some people say, go check me, go run it, go see what's going on with me. Some people say documentation beat conversation. I don't copy off people. So I don't say that. I tell people to lower your tone and strengthen your argument. Make sure you're saying something. And that's what it be about. But listen, look, don't be running around here trying to, you know, think that in the car with you. I was looking at a documentary the other day. It was a little nigga there on house arrest, you know, with the ankle monitor. He wanted to be on camera so bad, had Dracos and everything, and put him on camera. Look out here. I said, see, what is that? Why are we doing that? What was that? Ain't no big homies around. Like, bro, if you dangerous, they gonna find out you dangerous when they run up on this. A lot of times it be feeling like y'all trying to convince people y'all dangerous before they come around. It's like y'all trying to do a penitentiary wolf game or something. Y'all trying to upload the biggest guns y'all can find, bazookas. I could never. If I had a bazooka, if I even felt I needed one, but if I had one and I was in that kind of drama, I never show that. Cause boy, that's the equalizer. They going up on the gram with the bazooka. Up on the ground with the bazooka. I'm out here. They better quit playing them ops, boy. Y'all know what going on. You be thinking like, yo, what's up? What we do? Like, yo, bro, we lost out there. But you know, I'm gonna try to help lead us up out of it. But boy, I'm gonna identify a lot of you f***ers on the way though. I got to, you know, because of the greater good of the situation. Let me talk about this really quick. Moneybagg Yo. I wanted to make a point about Moneybagg Yo because I think that with his last song, I felt like he was slipping before I looked at the numbers, right? So when I hear Moneybagg Yo, I see a superstar. Bag's a star, right? Everybody that's involved with Bag know he a star. And when I heard, it's almost like when I heard See What I'm Saying, I asked myself, is that label input? I hope they letting him create over there. I hope he's got free real to just kind of create and do his thing. You know, I was wondering, is the label involved in that? Because if you just rewind back, Bag had, what was it, Time Today? Yeah, so it was Time Today, Said Something, and now it's See What I'm Saying, and Big Facts. You know, all them songs kind of got the same kind of twitch on it. And again, these labels gonna say, boy, you went number one last time and we did it. This is your formula to go number one because this song will activate that fan base. This song will activate that fan base, right? So they trying to do that again. And so when I first heard it, I was like, damn, man, I hope they don't get out of Bag way, let him create. And then I seen that nigga go out somewhere and they was responding to that See What I'm Saying the same way. So I said, well, if it ain't broke, don't break it. Seem like it's working. You know, if I had to use my eyes, right? And we're living in fantasy world right now, podcasting. I would say that Moneybagg Yo may not sign back to CMG, and he may sign with QC. Something is telling me that, and I could be 100% wrong. But if Bag and Baby was label mates over there, you know, it almost feel like that something's there. I don't know, man, and I won't say why. I'm just, you know, I pay attention to everything, but it just seems like that would be a landing spot for him. But I also believe that Gotti gonna do everything in his power to keep Bag. Bag is a very important piece to that CMG situation, and I think that he would do everything in his power to try to keep him over there. But I think this may be his last swing. You know, this may be his last swing with them. Maybe his last album, where he may got one more after this. But he's been an earn over. He's made a lot of money over there. So I think he should be all right in regards to if they do have to part ways. I think it'll be a good thing. Either way, if he stay with CMG, it'll be that's a super good move. If he go over QC, that's a good move. Independent, that's a good move. You know, it just depends on what Bag gonna do. But I think he is in a place to where that conversation is gonna have to be had here soon. And on this Up There podcast, of course, we deal with the business, so we kind of deal with it. Bag is a proven act in this business. You know, I was telling my homeboy that Gotti did him a solid. Gotti gave him that project, that joint project when he was coming off that Down in the DM with Nicki, which was a #1 song with Nicki Minaj. And so he had that album, and Bag went on that album, and he went back to back to back to back. He showed off, man. He really showed off, and he showed that, I can do this. And that's what made me, when I keep hearing those songs that kind of sound in the same vein, that's what make me think it's label input, because when Bag first came in, you see, he liked to do all that different. You know, he like to give you one of these, one of them kind, that kind, singing this, that. You know, so it's like when I see them carve him down and say, all right, this is your formula on how you get to #1. It almost makes me feel like that it's some input from the label.
Tell me what you were doing. Burning out, racing through my neighborhood. Burning out, racing through my neighborhood.
I told you not to. Get out of my face. I'm not in your face. Get out of my neighborhood.
Who got a gun? Who got the gun?
The guy who's got a permit to carry.
You got a gun?
You're the one that would get a gun.
All right.
Get out of this neighborhood.
All right.
Get out of this neighborhood. You don't belong here.
What, y'all want to smash the window? Smash the window?
Yeah, he did.
Smash the window?
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
You smashed the window, huh?
He did. Yeah, you come back here, buddy. Try it again.
I ain't doing nothing.
You were a minute ago when you thought you was Billy Badass.
So these people were arrested for that video. The idea that they felt like they had the authority to throw a brick through a window, and again, I see a few things there that let me know a few things, right? I see the little splatter gun, so they probably going to do something like, you know what I mean? So I see things, but that still doesn't warrant what these people did. I think the level of hatred sometimes, man, and it ain't from all, but it's from, it could feel like from all, because we're so outnumbered. And see, sometimes you got to worry about how it feels and how it's received, even though sometimes the numbers don't look or match what you make and critique it to be. Well, if you really look at it, only 2% of, you know, but you know, you got to know we viewing that from a different lens. We got magnifying glasses on that. So we looking at it different. You know, the idea that we got to share the world with someone. I was telling a young lady the other day that, yo, your children, everybody's children, when they get into the age where they drive, and then you got to say, damn, I got to share the world with people who would do something like that if they see my little boy in their neighborhood. If they see my son drive through and he going faster than they think he should, they might try to do a citizen type intervention and arrest or harm and kill him. The idea you can throw a brick through the window of an untrained driver when they 16, they're untrained. You might throw a brick through my window and I wreck. But if you're a 16, 17-year-old dude and you're a driver, some come crashing through your window, make calls for you to wreck, outside of hitting you, knocking you out and wrecking and dying, like, bro, very serious. And I think that if you believe that they're in your neighborhood for some reason, I'm telling you, man, some people think they're bigger than the program. They don't even think they got to call the law. Fuck the law. We gonna get you out. Get out of this neighborhood. Get your fucking out of this neighborhood. You know, they talking to the little dude like that. This like, yo, you can't be serious. This is a free country. Did he come through some kind of, because, you know, certain neighborhoods you got to have a checkpoint. Now, them type things, I get it. But you can't dictate what we driving around this motherfucker. Let's talk about gas prices, man. Gas is going up and the price of the barrel is not going up. It makes you wonder what's going on with the gas industry. That industry is about to be affected by electric cars, right? But what is making the price of gas go up? And people argue that they're just trying to have record-setting profits, right? They're just trying to make more money than they ever made. The price of the barrel don't dictate the price of the gas. What does dictate it? How could you explain your ability to raise the price on gas and not the barrel of the shit that makes the gas? Like, something's off with that. But there's a new thing they're doing, man, where they getting highly sophisticated. Like, even in our city, you see people riding around. They got a whole gas station truck. Like, they can pump you $8. Like, if you got $8, they can, like, and it'll stop on $8. They ain't doing no gassing. Like, it's nozzle and all. They riding around with gas. And so I've been doing research into it. And what they're doing is they're hacking into the system of some of these gas stations and filling up these big water like tanks, 1,000-gallon a piece tanks, and they're filling those up and for free, because, you know, they're tapping into it some kind of way and making it come out, and then they're running around and selling. That's a multi-million-dollar thing. But here's the trick. Me and my homeboy were talking, because again, I was doing research on it, and they charge you as a federal crime because the gas come from state lines across the country and all this shit. They charge you if you fuck with gas, and not only that, it's because you are interfering with their structure. But if you fuck with their gas, boy, they'll charge you like you fucking with an international, you know, you running an international high-level drug scheme when you just went down to the Texaco and tapped into the thing. But that's what I'm saying about the laws. They got a way to where they can apply them how they want. Sometimes they can apply a law in a very weird way, and you'll be like, yo, damn, they hit me with a terroristic threat. You'll be like, yeah, because you said such and such, and you was within 20 feet of the such and such and such and such, and technically, and that's in efforts to try to, but a lot of these dudes, man, do these little petty crimes like with cigarettes and all that, and these end up being more serious than they know because of how it got there or whatever the case may be. Like, if you steal lottery tickets and shit like it can end up being kind of, you understand, a big deal. So now you can't just be thinking, you know, oh, I'm finna go get some gas. They can't do nothing about that. That ain't really that much. Okay. Especially 1,000 gallons of gas at $3 a piece. You do the math. Then you got 5, 6 of them. You do the math. That's a big bankroll. That is not a game, and they want theirs. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, another episode. It's Up There Podcast. We appreciate everybody for tuned in right now. Meet us at patreon.com. It's Up There Podcast, so you can see this video when it comes out. Also, get you some merch at our Teespring account. That link should be found somewhere. Make sure that you get that drip. It's Up There Podcast drip. Get your shit together. Make sure you be involved with the people that's involved with the people. It's Up There Podcast. I want to send a shout out. Salute.